Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be reacting to Snarky Puppy and the Metropole Orchestre. We're going to be checking out two of their songs as part of their live collaborations. The first is Waves Upon Waves, the second, Between Worlds. Now, this is my second time, I believe, reacting to Snarky Puppy on the channel, and first time hearing of Metropole Orchestre. My Snarky Puppy reaction, I think I gave it 6-7 months ago at this point. I don't remember as vividly as I wanted to, so I went back before filming this video to just see some of my facial expressions during that listen. I could tell just visually that I had no idea what was going on, and then as I turned up the audio to hear a bit of the track, it was Lingus. Man, it was such a mind-bending experience because there's so much going on with all of the instruments at play, the arranging, the mixing. There's just too much for my puny brain to ingest all in one pass, and hopefully the more and more we listen to Snarky Puppy, it'll get easier and easier for me to articulate some of those more finer nuances in their playing. But to do that, we have to listen, and I want to thank John the Resourceful today for making this request and bringing Snarky Puppy back to the channel. Additionally, John also let me know an interesting fact about the visuals in the videos today. Apparently, all of the people in the videos will have different colored headphones representing their position. So aqua colored headphones are going to be the Snarky Puppy members, white headphones are going to be the Metropole, and the black ones are actually audience members. So it's very fitting that I've got my black headphones on today. But yeah, I don't have all that much more to say here. I just want to experience the craziness that is Snarky Puppy. So let's jump into it. You can already see wow, you can see black headphones amongst the white. I actually don't think I've ever seen audience members this close to performers before. That is cool. Literally shoulder to shoulder. That has to be an unreal experience. You know what would also be interesting here is if each of the audience members, depending on where they're seated, have a sort of different panning of the instruments fed to their headphones. Like the people near the orchestra are going to hear that more brightly versus those further away. I wonder if that's also considered. That is crazy. Ooh. That is an interesting beat. Hard to find the one. And sorry, this guy was playing a light up drum? I've never seen that before. Oh, and we're just gonna routinely be handing it off. Wow, I love the low frequencies, the beat here, the atmosphere. It's all very subtle so far. How cool. Dude, I don't know how to describe this at all. Electric violin? Wait, I gotta hear that run again. I thought that was an electric guitar sound at first. And this man has literally a tree of drums. You see this here? Okay, what? I've never heard a violin do this. Wow. Wow. You know, I want to say that I get it, but honestly, I don't get it. I don't understand Snarky Puppy. Whoa, these textures are so interesting together. Oh, whoa. I really don't understand Snarky Puppy. That is beautiful. That is beautiful though. it's like as complicated as Pat Metheny and as big band as Chicago and a few other references that sound intelligent. That's Snarky Puppy. Layers on layers. Whoa. Conducted by Jules Buckley. I mean, that is just so cool that like the audience members are literally like interspersed among the performers. You're watching the the dish being made right in front of you. It's like you have complete access to the production process. You're just in the kitchen. I don't know what genre that was. I don't even know really what the melodic motif was throughout. Like it was like if I had a multiple choice test and the answers were given of the melodies that appeared in each of the individual instruments and then paralleled by the orchestra, like that to me was the main motif. But really, when each instrument was given its time to solo, there was a lot of variation in what was being played there as well. Somehow, like I mentioned, Pat Metheny in Chicago, somehow I get like certain vibes of the worlds that like Pat Metheny can create in what we heard melodically here, but the sound here is very just big bandy. You hear it with the orchestra. Everybody is very well coordinated amongst one another, so there isn't as much variation in the crazy new world that we found ourselves in, but it is still a new world, if that makes sense. Like, the cleanest example I can give is like with Pat Metheny, whenever we enter a new world, a soundscape, whatever it may be, we really explore all of the tendrils and the directions that nobody else can comprehend. I feel like we had a version of that here, but those uncertainties, those tendrils are not appearing in the obvious places. Like, we aren't hearing the most virtuosic flute solo of all time or the most virtuosic trumpet solo ever produced. We are getting sort of shades of what each instrumentalist is able to do, and it's all fitting within this kind of like almost like medium pocket. The dynamics aren't too loud, they aren't too quiet, the techniques aren't so outlandish that they don't make sense or aren't congruent with what we're hearing, and they're not underselling the main melody or having so many instrumentalists together, because we had no vocals here. There was nothing there lyrically to hang our hats on. It is just so different. I still struggle to find the words, so instead of continuing that struggle, let's just listen to more and see if I can't figure it out. Bruh, 3 notes in. Wow, love that darkness. And what is this instrument? 1, 2, 3 strings? Where it's doubled, so there's 6. Whoa. This is so weird. This is so different. Whoa, what is the scale? Oh, it's a delicate balance between these two. Whoa. I'm gonna need some smarter minds than mine to describe this. Whoa. Outer space. It's cool. It's like there are two tonal centers in the flooring of this song and in the main melodic motif here outlined by this 3-string, doubled, maybe 6-string instrument. And above it is one tonal center. And I cannot tell right now, as I'm listening, if that scale being played above is similar to one or both of those scales. It's like sort of congruent with the first part of the motif, less so with the second, where it feels a little more exotic and the clash is more present. I don't know, like part of my prediction is that it's a scale that isn't one of the two being used below, and we have 3 scales at once that sound complementary through some kind of like partial transitive property of music. I'm probably wrong. Moments where it feels like the melodies align, like here. And what is this? I'm seeing so many new instruments. What is this? A trombone with a silencer? I guess. That's beautiful. This is my favorite section yet. Oh, it's cinematic. This is very ambitious. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Wow. And I love the textures underneath and around the saxophone. Really adding to this emotion. I'm just mind blown. It's such a subtle mind blowing, but it is mind blowing. Yeah, I have never heard anything like that. It's so different. It is so different, and there's so much to be impressed by. Like, I could list all of the elements that spoke to me, the different instruments, from the time signatures to the scales, to the modes, to the arrangement, to the way that the audience is sitting in and amongst the music being created contemporaneously. I mean, there's just so many individual things that are perfectly fine ways to characterize what they're doing, but all of that aside, I feel like I got to experience new emotions today through music. I will say, like, I was confused through the majority of this reaction, but also paired with the feelings of awe and admiration. because I am impressed by this, but I'm also confused by it, because it's more a question of like, why is this performance that feels unassuming in some places so gripping, yet the more I try to like grab onto it, the less I understand about it. I think maybe tactfully, the song, as it's building on its own motifs and riffs, kind of transitions very quickly away from any sort of repetition. So as you listen for the first time, if you find a motif or you find a pattern that is repeatable, you try to hold on to it, but it quickly escapes you. I feel like we got a little more repetition in Between Worlds than we did with the first track in Waves Upon Waves. So I think from an accessibility point of view, Between Worlds is the song that I would pick to listen to again, just so that it would be an easier kind of like stepstone for me into some of their more challenging material. I think Lingus was just crazy. So I feel like we did have a bit of a reduction to simplicity in these tracks compared to what we heard in Lingus, but that's really okay, because I still don't get it, is the point. Like, I get these new feelings in my mind and heart as I listen, and it's like partly anxiety inducing for me, because I'm like, wow, why can't I figure this out? I'm almost like scrambling in my brain to figure it out. And I've had this minor discussion with y'all before, but the moment where you try to cling on to too much meaning and trying to label things and understand it is the moment you get further and further away from that thing. When you try to let go of all understanding and just experience it for what it is, you come away with something more subconscious that in the future can come out more articulately. At least that's the way that it's worked for me. And I think it's got to be the way that I address Snarky Puppy and try to like understand this style, because there's so much going on. I want to say there's at least like 40 plus instruments in this arrangement, if not more. And that is a lot to keep track of in any one moment. And if you kind of noticed throughout, if there was any one instrument that was the main one in the spotlight, it would just be for 5 to 10 seconds, and then it would switch off to another. So the baton in the lead was getting handed off quite often, but underneath the lead, there were a whole lot of musical textures that you would also find interested and be drawn to. The problem is not knowing what's coming when, and it just kind of comes as a flood of sound our way, can make it more of an overwhelming listen on a first pass. But that being said, like, this is music that it does challenge me, but also really gets me more in touch with like my supposed understanding of music, because I've done so many reactions. I feel like I've gotten better at assessing music and feeling music, and still routinely, such as the case with Snarky Puppy, I am told again, hey Sohum, Dunning-Kruger, in effect, you think you know a lot, but you really don't know a whole lot. And I accept that. I take that on as a challenge. So if you're interested and would like to see more Snarky Puppy on the channel, you can send a request my way using the first link in the description box below. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.